Hello students, how are you? So today we started a new chapter, Globe, in Geography, chapter 2. So first of all we talking about that what is globe. So globe is a true model of the earth. This may be in varying size and types. Big ones which cannot be carried easily and small pocket globes. And some globes like the balloons which can be inflated and are handy and carry with ease. Globe is not fixed. It can be rotated the same way as a top spin or a potter's wheel is rotated. On the globe, countries, continents and oceans are shown in their correct size. It is difficult to describe the location of a point on a sphere like the Earth. Now, the question arises as to how to locate a place on it. So, we need certain points of reference and lines to find out the location of places. You will notice that a needle is fixed through the globe in a tilted manner, which is called its axis. 2 points on the globe through which the needle passes are 2 poles, North Pole and South Pole. The globe can be moved around this needle from west to east, just the earth moves. But remember, there is a major difference. The real earth has no such needle. It moves around its axis, which is an imaginary line. Okay, just another imaginary line running on the globe divided it into 2 equal parts. This line is known as the equator. The northern half of the earth is known as the Northern Hemisphere and the southern half is known as the Southern Hemisphere. They are both equal halves. The equator is an imaginary circular line and is a very important reference point to locate places on the earth. All parallel circles from the equator up to the poles are called the parallels of latitudes. And all these latitudes are measured in degree. The equator represents the 0-degree latitude, since the distance from the equator to either of the poles is 1/4 of a circle round the earth, and it will measure 1/4 of the 360 degrees or the 90 degree. Thus, the 90 degree north latitude marks the North Pole and the 90 degree south latitude marks the South Pole. As such, all parallels north of the equator are called northern latitude. Similarly, all the parallels south of the equator are called south latitudes. The value of each latitude is therefore followed by either the word north or south. Generally, this is indicated by the letter N or S. Okay, I'll give you some examples. That both Chandrapur in Maharashtra, India and the Belo Horizonte in Brazil, South America are located on the parallels or about 20 degree latitude, but the former is 20 degree north of the equator and the latter it is 20 degrees south of it. We therefore say that the Chandrapur is situated at the 20 degree north latitude and Belo Horizonte is situated at the 20 degree south latitude. Now we read about some important parallels of latitude. Beside the equator 0 degree, the North Pole and the South Pole. Therefore are four important parallels of latitude. First, Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree north in the Northern Hemisphere. Second, Tropic of Capricorn, that is also on the 23.5 degree but in south in the Southern Hemisphere. Next one is Arctic Circle at 66.5 degree north of the equator and the Antarctic Circle at 66.5 degree south of the equator. Now we read about the heat zones. So first of all in this we read about the torrid zone. This area therefore receives the maximum heat and it is called the torrid zone, and it is in between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Now the second one is temperate zone. The area around Antarctic Circle in the Southern Hemisphere have medium temperature, that is called the temperate zone. Same as in the Northern Hemisphere, it is also called the temperate zone, which is lie between the Tropic of Cancer to Arctic Circle. Third heat zone is freeze zone. These are certain cold areas in the hemisphere, which is between to Arctic Circle to North Pole in the Northern Hemisphere and from Antarctic Circle to South Pole in the Southern Hemisphere. These places are very cold. It is because here the sun does not rise much above the horizon. Therefore, its rays are always slanting and provide less heat. So, these are called the freeze zone. Next, we read about the longitude. To fix the position of a place, it is necessary to know something more than the latitudes of that place. You can see, for example, that Tonga Island and the Mauritius Island are situated on the same latitudes, but one is in the Pacific Ocean and one is in the Indian Ocean. So now in order to locate them properly, we must find out how far east or west these places are from a given line of reference running from the North Pole to South Pole. These lines of references are called the Meridians of Longitude, and distance between them measures in degrees, and these degrees divided into minutes and minutes into seconds, and these all are in a semicircle, and the distance between them decreases steadily polewards until it becomes 0 at the poles where all the meridians meet to each other. Same like parallels of latitude, all the meridians are equal length. Thus, it was difficult to number the meridians. Hence, all countries decided that the count should begin from the meridian, which passed through Greenwich. This meridian is called the prime meridian. Its value is 0 degree longitude, and from it we count 180 degrees eastward as well as 180 degree westward. The prime meridian and 180 meridians divided the earth into two equal halves, the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. Grid means the horizontal and the vertical lines of parallels of latitude and meridians of longitudes. It helps us to find out any place on earth. Next topic is longitude and time. So from the ancient time, the best means of the measuring time is by the movement of the earth the moon and the planets. The sun regularly rises and sets every day, and naturally it is the best timekeeper throughout the world. Local time can be renowned by the shadow cast by the sun, which is the shortest at noon and longest at sunrise and sunset. When the prime meridian of Greenwich has the sun at the highest point in the sky, all the places along this meridian will have midday or noon. As the earth rotates from west to east, those places east of Greenwich will be ahead of Greenwich time, and those to the west will be behind it. The rate of difference can be calculated as follows. Like the earth rotates 360 degree in about 24 hours, which means 15 degree an hour or 1 degree in 4 minutes. Thus, when it is 12 or noon at Greenwich, the time at 15 degree east of Greenwich will be 15 means 4 is equal to 60 minutes, means 1 hour ahead of the Greenwich time, which means 1 p.m. But at 15 degree west of Greenwich, the time will be behind Greenwich time by 1 hour. It will be 11 a.m. So similarly at 180 degrees, it will be midnight when it is 12 noon at Greenwich. Now we learn about our country, that why do we have standard time. So the local time of places which are on different meridians are bound to differ. For example, it will be difficult to prepare a timetable for trains which cross several longitudes. In India, for instance, there will be a difference of about 1 hour and 45 minutes in the local time of Dwarka in Gujarat and Dibrugarh in Assam. So it is therefore necessary to adopt the local time of some central meridian of a country as the standard time for the country. In India, the longitude of 82 degree east or 82 degree 30 minute east is treated as the standard meridian. The local time at this meridian is taken as the standard time for the whole country, and it is known as the Indian Standard Time. India located east of Greenwich at 82 degree 30 minutes east is 5 hours and 30 minutes ahead of GMT. Have you seen in your father's mobile that our time zone is plus 5:30? It means we are ahead from the Greenwich is 5 hours and 30 minutes. So it will be 7:30 p.m. in India when it is 2 p.m. noon in London. Okay. Same as some countries have a great longitudinal extent, and so they have adopted more than one standard time. For example, in Russia there are as many as 11 standard times. The earth has been divided into 24 time zones of 1 hour each, and each zone those covers 15 degree of longitude. So our chapter is completed. I hope you understand. Thank you very much.